Disinformation.
There is no climate change.
You think you're winning.
The pandemic wasn't real?
Fooling people in the most sophisticated ways.
The Met Police. Social media places.
You fueled hate and confusion. And you make our job seem almost impossible.
Fake news.
Almost. You see, it's because of you we get up in the morning and work through the night, all over the world. The more you try to drown out reality, the harder we'll work to verify the facts. We will find your sleights of hand and expose them. So no matter how hard it gets, we'll never give up. We'll be watching. We'll be ready. It's the pursuit of truth that gives us our calling. The fight for truth is on.
We join the BBC newsroom for the night in 5 minutes after a look at the week's weather.
Hello there. Chilly weather at this time of year should not come as a surprise. Wintry showers in March are not unusual, but it is, of course, a far cry from the warm conditions we had several days ago. Now, something drier and eventually a little warmer does look set to return in our forecast for the week ahead, thanks to this building area of high pressure. But in the short term, a little weather front sinking its way southwards means Friday starts with a zone of cloud and rain and some hill snow pushing its way southwards. All of that then tending to break up and giving us another sunshine and showers day. A little bit breezy down towards this southeast corner and temperatures still just a touch below the average for the time of year. Now, as we head through Friday night and into Saturday, our area of high pressure does begin to build. And that means for the weekend, things are looking largely, if not completely dry, certainly not as many showers in the mix, and despite a lot of cloud, there will be some spells of sunshine. The days should get slightly milder. The nights, though, still have the potential to be cold and frosty. A cold start to Saturday, but many places will see some sunshine. Chance of a few showers, particularly across this southeast corner where it will be quite breezy, and we'll see this band of cloud bringing some spots of rain into northern Scotland. But signs of those temperatures just nudging up by a degree or so. That said, Saturday night is going to be another cold one with quite a widespread frost. You can check your overnight temperatures, of course, on the BBC weather app. After a cold start, Sunday will bring some spells of sunshine, generally more in the way of cloud as we get into the afternoon, but most places will stay dry. And it is possible that in Glasgow, for example, we could get all the way up to 12 degrees Celsius. Those temperatures closer to what we would expect really at this time of year. Now, as we head into the start of the new week, this area of high pressure starts to shift eastwards, and that brings a subtle change to the feel of the weather as we begin to pick up more of a southeasterly flow, and that will very slowly bring us some slightly milder air, but it is going to take a time for those temperatures to climb. Monday again brings a fair bit of cloud, but as that flow of winds from the near continent starts to kick in, I think it may be that we see a bit more in the way of sunshine developing across some central and eastern parts. Temperatures again up around 9 or 10 degrees. By Tuesday, well, it looks like we will see even more sunshine across the UK and perhaps some slightly higher temperatures, values up to around 11 or 12 degrees Celsius. Now, as we head deeper into the week, there's quite a bit of uncertainty in our forecast. Let me show you the jet stream and notice this trough, this dip in the jet stream here, and also notice the way in which it disrupts. This trough actually spins itself up and becomes cut off as a separate area of low pressure. And whenever we see the jet stream disrupting like this in our weather forecast patterns, but it does mean that computer models will struggle to get the detail quite right. But either that area of low pressure that spins up to the south will head our way, or we'll see low pressure digging in from the northwest. Either way, it looks like low pressure will take more control of our weather through the second half of next week, turning things a little bit more unsettled with some rain at times, but it looks most likely that things will remain fairly mild. That's all from me. Bye-bye.
Welcome to our first ever series of Chess Masters.
12 players are about to compete.
Oh my God, so strange.
In the ultimate chess competition.
I'm expecting fireworks.
Give up! Never.
You become one with the board.
The cheese is going to land.
Chess Masters The Endgame continues Monday at 8 on BBC Two and iPlayer.
Hi everyone, Vernon here, and this one is for everyone in a world of laundry. I do hope this one helps get those creases extra sharp. Here we go.
Join me on BBC Radio 2 to make every day less every day. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Now on BBC One, Through the Night, with the news team.
Is considering whether there was any evidence of gross negligence manslaughter. Cheshire Police began a corporate manslaughter investigation at the Countess of Chester Hospital in 2023. Officers are now considering whether any members of staff acted in a grossly negligent manner. The force says a number of suspects have been informed. And the NHS in England has approved the first daily pill for treating endometriosis symptoms, but only for patients who've exhausted all other options. The pill works by blocking specific hormones that contribute to endometriosis. You're live with BBC News. New York police have arrested nearly 100 demonstrators occupying the Trump Tower lobby. The group apparently caught security and police off guard. It flooded the president's Midtown Manhattan property on Thursday, protesting the arrest of Columbia graduate student Mahmoud Khalil over the weekend. Immigration agents arrested Khalil in relation to his involvement with demonstrations at Columbia University last year. That's where students and supporters barricaded themselves inside a school building. He's currently detained and facing deportation for allegedly undermining U.S. foreign policy. Meanwhile, Columbia University announced Thursday they've expelled or suspended some students who took part in the protest last spring. They also temporarily revoked the diplomas of some students who have since graduated. The university sent out a campus-wide email saying the Judicial Board issues sanctions about some students who took over a campus building. They did not say how many students this decision will impact. The boss of Roblox, one of the world's biggest gaming platforms, says if parents don't want their kids on the platform, then they shouldn't let them use it. Dave Baszucki co-created the animated world where you're the designer and you can create your own games and share them with others. Roblox averaged more than 80 million players per day in 2024. Roughly 40% of them were below the age of 13. So it's hugely popular with children, but has faced allegations of exposing them to harmful content. But Mr. Baszucki insists that the company is vigilant in protecting its users. He's been speaking to our technology editor, Zoe Kleinman.
Roblox, now the most popular gaming platform in the UK for children aged between 8 and 12, has skyrocketed into a gaming empire. But it's also faced widespread criticism that it exposes children to harmful content.
Hello.
In his first ever BBC interview, we put these concerns to CEO Dave Baszucki.
My son is 11 and he showed me some of the games that he found. I wondered whether they were appropriate for an 11-year-old's. Special Forces Simulator, Late Night Boys and Girls Hub Role Play, Call of Duty, Shoot Down Planes because why not, +1 Fat Every Second, The Eyes Horror Deluxe, Squid Game. Those are quite adult-sounding titles for an 11-year-old.
At first, we have no tolerance for any kind of content outside of our guidelines or things. We do follow very closely, generally, game ratings from the countries we operate in. And I think there's a huge balance there because a lot of 11 and 12-year-olds, I won't name all the other games they play, they are used to playing those types of experiences, and those games are rated for that type of age.
Roblox introduced new safety features for children last year, including banning under 13s from sending direct messages. But we were able to create 2 fake accounts, one aged 15 and one aged 27.